Chennai Super Kings, once again, all the knowledge that you might have around who to play when and what to play where. At the end of it, it comes down to an experienced team holding fort on the day. MS Dhoni has registered and led Chennai to their 6th win of the season. 78 by Shane Watson, who is enjoying batting first at the Pune ground, in spite of Glenn Maxwell getting the wicket of Suresh Raina first up. Rishabh Pant's 79 in vain. It was a lovely effort, but unfortunately it was only Rishabh Pant against the Chennai Super Kings. Vijay Shankar's 54 coming all a bit too late. He would have needed just a little more help because 13 runs is effectively, 2 shots. It could even be looked at as a drop catch of MS Dhoni in Avesh Khan's penultimate over, where could have been a difference of 10-15 runs. Such are the fine margins. We'll discuss that and more on ESPN Cricket for Matchday Runorder, powered by Techno Mobile, in the company of Ajit Agarkar and Sean Tate. We knew 200 plus, Ajit, was going to be a challenging score to take down, but I think Delhi would look at little moments in this game where they could so easily have been a result another way.
Yeah, I mean, when you lose by 13 runs and 3 of your top 5 don't actually do anything, whether it's a Shaw or Shreyas Iyer or a Maxwell, they don't necessarily contribute. Yeah. You still get to within 13 runs. So they must... Today the pitch looked a lot different to what Mumbai Indians played on. It looked a lot flatter. There was obviously one side of the boundary was really small, so you could target that. And Rishabh Pant again, incredible innings, continues his good form. Yeah. Unfortunately, not good enough to get them over the line. Chennai would be thankful to get as much as they did, because at one point they looked like sort of falling short. So that burst at the end by Raidu and Dhoni just got them enough.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about that little phase towards the end of the Chennai innings, because MS Dhoni really knew when to go this time and it got them the extra few runs. But today we spoke at halftime and we said what it could possibly take is one Indian batsman batting really well for a long part of the innings. They got that. They needed a little help from Munro up top, which 26 of 16 they probably got. And you said Maxwell's going to be key if he stays with them to the end. And we just saw that if it was, say, Pant going that end and Maxwell the other, it would have been possibly been a different story. And now I think it's time to say that Glenn Maxwell has, regardless of what he might do for the rest of the season, has already been a disappointment.
Well, because it's obviously going to be extremely difficult for them to make the finals now, the playoffs. So, yeah, you're right. He was obviously the guy that went after big time at the auction. This year it hasn't paid off so far, and it's going to make it hard to make the finals. So, yeah, he hasn't done his job. You're right. So I think Munro sort of did his job. He whacked him around a bit. Pant's got the runs through the middle there at the top. And then you're right, Maxwell that was a crucial moment of this game.
Yeah, and you just felt, okay, this is his game, good sort of pitch, ball coming onto the bat. I mean, you'd be furious if you're a Delhi fan with Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kings 11 were furious with him last year. It's similar. Everyone can see his talent, the obvious talent, the ability that he can win games on his own, and that's a terrible shot to play. I mean, there's just it just doesn't feel like you're responsible for the team at all. Basically, you just come and just whack it around. If it's your day, you'll be the hero. If not, we'll live another day. I mean, maybe it's sounding a bit harsh, but if I was in
enough opportunities,
you know what sort of player he is. So when you go for him for that sort of stuff in the auction, that's their thing. That's their decision. He's not trying to mess up.
Of course,
at the end of the day, yes, you're right. The shot he played though, but that is Glenn Maxwell. That's what we.
Yeah, but I mean, do we not expect him to improve ever?
Yeah,
I mean, he's been around for 7 or 8 years.
What constitutes
when your team depends on you so much?
Well, that's a crunch game.
And if you're not succeeding that way, don't you think if you're a good enough player, you should maybe be a bit smarter? Yeah,
that was a crunch game and a perfect moment for him to take his team forward.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that what constitutes a successful or a valuable T20 innings, he needed to get maybe 30 or 15 balls, and we could have been talking a different story. Somehow Glenn Mack and other guys have done it. Dwayne Bravo's done it. You look at small contributions but effective ones. Raidu's done it. Just Maxwell hit a good shot for 4 previous bowlers just before that. And then, I mean, what do you do with a player like Maxwell? It's hard to look at just one person after a defeat. But you've got to ask for a little more.
That's where, I mean, to be honest, in their team, you've got someone like a Dan Christian, who I think has actually performed last year for Pune.
Yes.
Performed really well. He's a match winner. He plays in winning teams a lot, Dan Christian. So, at the end of the day, he could possibly be breathing down Maxwell's neck. He's a good fielder and he bowls as well. So.
And if I was in their shoes, I think, at some stage, even though maybe Maxwell might, potentially be a better player or more dangerous player, I'll go with someone who's actually going to contribute to the team.
Right. How good was Lungi Ngidi, along with his... I don't think too many people would have predicted before the tournament that there'll be a crunch game, an important game. that Chennai would open with Lungin Giri and KM Asif, both of whom had their debut for CSK today. But they also hit the lens that we've been speaking for so long, that Mumbai the last game, maybe to a degree even Delhi today, didn't quite get right.
Yeah, I mean, Ngiri was just really impressive. Asif, okay, first game, lots of pressure, then came back at the end, got whacked by Pant a little bit, and you can understand that from a young bowler, but Ngiri just surprised me. I mean, and it wasn't, I mean, MS Dhoni kept talking at the toss about how much different the pace made, Mumbai's pace made in the last game. I don't think it was as pacey a pitch as the last one. It was, I think, a lot flatter, and he's still impressed. Even towards the end,
Yes.
Just bowled the ball that was supposed to be bowled. I mean, you can still get whacked, but at least the execution was obviously there. But the idea was right.
I saw him in South Africa too, and you know that when he bowls a bit, it looks like it's taking a toll on him.
Yeah.
Big fellow that he is, but he still runs in and bowls a heavy ball.
He's a big guy, and you're right. He's probably not as fit as a Trent Bolt, for example.
Or a
Completely
Rabada,
different,
yeah.
But at the same time, he gives everything. He hits the track hard. He's a big, imposing presence.
Yeah.
Well, that first over, he set the tone for the rest of the team.
Oh, yeah.
I think Munro was, and these guys were almost like, look at this big guy coming in, hitting a length. This is quite intimidating.
Yeah.
We can't score. That first over completely set the tone for the win.
All right. Well, there you have it. And MS Dhoni continues to just surprise us with his bowling choices. Karan Sharma not getting a single over. Yes, Rishabh Pant was there, so you can understand with that logic. But then the left-arm spinner Jadeja, who had only bowled 10 overs in the IPL till date, bowls a full 4-over spell. Not only gets Glenn Maxwell, but also finds a way to enforce the run-out of Shreyas Iyer, which we can also look back as an important part of that chase. The first half of the game, just quickly wrapping that time up, they must be very grateful that wherever you bat Ambati Rayudu is getting runs, and MS Dhoni is now, it's not a one-off innings. He's done it 3 or 4 times now. This is a Dhoni that can easily carry this form for the rest of the IPL.
Yeah, I think he's looked different to what he's looked over the last. I'm not sure IPL. I can't quite remember IPL, but he clearly looks like he's enjoying hitting the ball, which we've been critical of him in recent times, which he doesn't seem to get going. So they're great signs, not just for Chennai, but maybe India going forward if he can continue that sort of form. But Rayudu, you're right. I mean,
can do no wrong.
AB Rayudu, is it? Or
AB Rayudu.
Ambati de Villiers.
Rayudu.
Yeah, it's incredible how well he's batting.
Yeah, and you need 3 guys usually to bat well, and you get 200 plus. Unfortunately, only 2 did it for Delhi in Shankar and Pant. 3 guys here with Rayudu, Dhoni, and they would be very happy that Shane Watson's doing what he's doing at the top when his partners are changing.
I mean, he's obviously started the innings and in the 100-run opening stand. He's in great form, actually. And we talk about Dhoni stepping up again, like a resurgence or whatever, but Watson's exactly the same.
Yeah. All right. Good on Chennai Super Kings, who continue to impress and in some way prove certain critics wrong. Let's talk about MS Dhoni a little more for a second, because he's also our Tata Nexon best strike rate of the match. It's an MS Dhoni that we are delighted to see back and running in the IPL. He might have a little more salt around his face than he did in the last time that he was hitting 50s for fun. But it's been about 4 years since he's hit 3 50s in an IPL. So he's had that lull period, and he's done it again this time today. 231.81, the strike rate, 5 sixes. In particular, Terry, the way he played Trent Bolt, I think that was a big bowler neutralized. If you look at individual battles, the way Dhoni played Bolt was a key sort of factor in Chennai posting that much more.
I think the start of the game, we spoke about Bolt being a senior international bowler for New Zealand, a confidence, the number 1 bowler, and that's the thing. But then you're coming up against Dhoni, and then it's almost a little bit. I'm not saying today was that case, but intimidating for even a guy like Trent Bolt. It's like, where do I bowl to this guy when he's on? It's MS Dhoni, So Dhoni's the sort of player that can make an international bowler feel like that.
Might I take a little credit for this, Ajit? Because not just me, but all of us in the media who observed MS Dhoni and said, this is a guy who could play on instinct and sort of, that's how he was the batsman that he was. Suddenly there was a lot of premeditation, a lot of I will not take risks until the very end. He's now got the best strike rate he's ever had in the IPL. And it's come in 2018. We didn't think that would be something we could call before the tournament. Somewhere, this must have gotten to him, and he's gone back to what he did best. It gets to a player. The amount we've spoken of MS Dhoni, it's now got, and we're just seeing a different Dhoni.
We've spoken about him because he's been that good in the past. I mean, that's why you talk about a player. I mean, I don't know whether he's thought about it or whether he actually cares about what people say. Hopefully
how
not.
do you make sense of this sudden change in approach?
I'm sure he wants to improve as a player even at that stage, and it was obvious, at least to us looking outside, that his game had changed, maybe approached it in a different way, and right now he's batting up maybe 4 and 5 and just going after it.
Yes.
So Look, an IPL is a different tournament to international cricket, so we should keep.
But
both
even
those
by
things
IPL
separate.
standards, it's a great IPL, better IPL than he ever
Oh,
had.
better, but you can see just his striking.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, forget about the runs, but you can see how
Yes.
how confident he is of striking early in his innings.
Sure, Terry?
It's a non-cricketing thing, but I honestly believe going back to Chennai has made a huge difference to him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point.
Gotta be
Simple
one
as
of the
that.
reasons, yeah.
Simple as that. And it is MS Dhoni's Chennai Super Kings that will enjoy seeing themselves in the points table. If we have a look at it now, you'll see that they've displaced Hyderabad. It's going to be a bit of musical chairs up top now. What you want to do is finish in the top two. Remember to get 2 bites of it when the playoffs come around. It's time we start talking about it because Chennai and Hyderabad have both played over half their games. Delhi, they've got to have a serious run from here. Remember, they have 3 games or 4 games towards the end at home. So maybe that's in their factor. Shreyas Iyer still afforded a smile at the end of this game. And it is only a question of 4 points. So they're neck and neck with Mumbai and Bengaluru, who lock horns tomorrow. So one of those 2 teams will go to 6 points. But happy days at Chennai Super Kings and MS Dhoni at their adopted home of the MCA Stadium. Many thanks to Ajit Agarkar and Sean Tate. Ajit will give you a few days off now. You've had a very long few days with us, including that weekend yesterday, which lasted 17 hours, I think, on Sunday.
It's normal, isn't it?
Very normal. And we will welcome you tomorrow, Sean Tate, for a Bangalore game, which could take anything between 2 hours and 8 hours, depending on the rain, for that cracker against Mumbai. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and thank you. Please do join us as well. Make sure you log on 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time on our site as well as our Facebook page and YouTube channel, and do download the app as well if you haven't for all our extensive coverage around the IPL. Thanks very much for watching ESPN Cricket for Matchday on Order, powered by Techno Mobile. Bye-bye.